FDNY's rope rescue was amazing. This is Billy Goldfeder answering some questions from you as a part of our What's Your Problem series hosted by FireRescue1.com and Lexipol. Here's today's question. I watched the recent video of FDNY performing that window-based rope rescue. It was amazing. I'm a training captain at a small combination fire department, and while we're not in a big city, we do have some mid-rise buildings in our area where something like this could happen. With the right equipment, should the average fire department try to pull this off? First of all, again, I'm just going to be real blunt with you. If you haven't thought about this until you saw this rope rescue, then you're not doing your job. You should always know your district. First due, second due, third due. Know it like the back of your hand. Document it. Put it down into pre-planned systems. So that's first comment. Second comment is you shouldn't try to pull it off. These don't happen by mistake. And again, I'm not trying to be a wise guy. I'm trying to be blunt with you. This takes years and years of practice. This takes system-based operation. A lot of departments, including ours, look at FDNY for a lot of good things because they do so much so often. That's what makes them New York City Fire Department. But understand, you just can't be FDNY. It starts at their academy. And look, does your academy match what they do? Then it comes to their system of promoting officers. And then it comes to their policies and procedures. There's a way to do things within the FDNY, as there should be a way to do things in any department. Sometimes where people get in trouble, they'll be running a 2 or 3 man or 2 or 3 firefighter engine company and want to be and do what FDNY did at a certain incident. Well, they're running 6 people on their engine. You can't do the same with 3 that they're doing with 6. So while it's great to see what they're doing, what we want to do is sort of have this conversion factor where, okay, this is what they're doing in New York City. What can we do here? And I'd be honest with you, I don't think there's a lot of metro departments that could pull off what they did. Maybe I'm wrong, but and I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think there's a lot of fire departments that could pull that off the way they do. One, they've got more high-rise buildings than anybody. So the obvious answer is they've got to be prepared. Just like you're prepared to go to a single-family dwelling or to a car fire, they have that much more to be prepared with. They also have a huge staff who thinks about what's next, okay? And especially since 9/11, they've almost reorganized that aspect of the department. So to answer your question, should we pull it off with the right equipment? No. Should we get the right equipment and start training? Yes. And should you find somebody, perhaps even within the FDNY, who can teach you some of these skills? Absolutely. Not just them, but honestly, you want the expert who does it more than them. And this is not their first rope rescue. They had a few just last week. There was one in the Bronx. And they've had some very famous ones as well. And again, they don't just happen by accident. This has to be lots of preparation, lots of training. And you don't start at your 5-story, 6-story high-rise. You start at a 1-story room and work your way out as far as throwing the rope out and all the other things, rather a 1-story building and all the other things. But my point is that, yes, you should be prepared. Yes, you should get the right equipment. And honestly, reach out and find an instructor or instructors who are good at this. Now, I'm going to give you this one caveat. If the person or the instructing group you hire does not teach at their own organization, that's a big warning sign. Doesn't mean they're bad. It just means you want someone. I mean, if I'm going to hire the rope rescue person, I'm going to find out who at the FDNY Academy teaches rope rescue or who they are, and I'm going to see if any of them are willing to come out and do our training. That's what I'm going to do. Anyway, I hope that answers your question. Again, one of my favorite subjects is being like FDNY because I'm a huge FDNY fan. And love what they do in many respects. And the fact that they've got so many people thinking about how they do it and what they should do to change and what they should do to improve only makes it better for us to learn from them. But again, use that conversion factor and understand when they're going to a house fire, or a single family dwelling with 30, 40 people, unless you're going to that fire with 30, 40 people, you have to change certain things, okay? What your priorities are, what your capabilities are, what your first alarm, second alarm assignment staffing is, and so on and so forth. So if they're going to a high-rise fire with 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 people, I think that you need to look at someone who's used to doing that. But when that FDNY person comes to teach you, or that expert comes to teach you, remind them, you're not out here in FDNY, you're here in so-and-so Iowa, you're here in so-and-so Florida, and we don't have the staffing you do. So can you teach us how to do that, but with the staffing so it'll work for us? Anyway, I hope that's some help to you. Email me at Fire Rescue One with any questions you have. I promise you I'll do my best to give you, well, you'll always get my opinion, but I'll also try and get you some facts in there as well. Thanks so much and take care.